Today we're getting organized. You hate pegboards as much as I do because we're building a tool wall. I moved into this garage like 10 months ago. It's like a 2-car garage, but I've got way more tools in here that fit, So slowly organizing. Last time we made a drill and battery station. We want to continue those vibes. We gotta get organized. So where's this wall? Why are we using that wall? Let's jump into it. All right, here is what we're working with. We got a big old honking water heater in the way, and then we got an electrical panel right here. So this space right in between is what we're gonna be working with. Now, that's actually perfect for me because I usually work right here on the workbench. So it would be good to just lean back, grab it, go back to work. This sander and the rest of the stuff will be moving out of the way. We won't have anything to restrict us from getting to the board. The two things we need to figure out is what tools are going to be going on there. I've got a box of hand tools that have sat on the shelf for like 10 months, and I never use them because I don't want to go digging for them. So we're going to get those out. We're going to start pulling out, and we're going to put them all on a mock-up space, and then figure out what we want on there. Last, we got to figure out what board we're going to cut this out of. I think I have an old cornhole top that never got used. You might be able to cut that guy down. So for the back board of our tool wall, I'm using 3/4 inch plywood, but I'm painting it green, which brings me to one of the whys I'm doing this. I want my walls to look interesting. I want it to be aesthetically pleasing. So, I film a lot in here for YouTube. The whole world kind of sees my shop, so I want it to look cool. Also, I'm a middle child, independent spirit, and things that I build, I know kind of represent me in a weird way. I don't know why I think this way, but, I want things to look cool, interesting, not just blah. So another way we're going to spice this up aesthetically is to use some plywood with patterns on it. So I have this stuff because I had it printed on as samples for some cornholes I was making. And so I just have the samples sitting around, and I built my tapering jig with this stuff. And I just think it's so cool. I'm the only one in the world that's got a tapering jig like this, with some Memphis modern pattern on it. So we're going to be using that stuff, and it's going to just add little pops of color and interest and funkiness. Let's jump into some of the building techniques. Now, I'm not going to show you every little thing I did for this, but just a couple of the, important things or things that I think are interesting that I learned on the way. The first thing we're going to jump into is the chisels. Now with chisels and stuff that is tall and long, you got to come out horizontally with it. You can't go up vertically and then out, because then you lose all your vertical space above those things. So the way I did this was I took a piece of plywood and I measured about 1.5 inches back, drilled some holes, and took that piece of plywood then and extended those holes all the way to the edge with the table saw. Next, I made a bunch of just custom fit jobs for the tool. So for instance, I've got a pencil compass, and it's a little odd shape. So what I do is I just put it on a piece of plywood, trace the shape I need, and then cut it, sand it to where it fits just perfectly, or as close as you want it, and then screw it on the wall. Another method I used for hanging my hammers and scissors were dowel hangers, and so the key to that was getting the dowels to be at the perfect hanging place, and the tool still being straight. Now, I think I just worked out by doing it by eye, but keep an eye on it. if you're doing this yourself. And that was as simple as, you know, drawing some holes, drilling holes, and putting it up on the wall. Another method that I tried was putting a 45-degree cut onto a block that I attached to the wall. And so what that does is allow the tool to sit out. So instead of having that vertical problem of pulling up and out, it's just directly out. Now here's the thing you don't want to do is put something tall in it like a chisel. So I have my punches and awls in this, and it fit perfectly. I also made a couple shelves, and I did this simply by gluing and screwing a couple pieces of plywood together, and that can hold some of my glue and some box cutting. I also made a couple shelves to go above the tool wall, and this is to house some hand planes. Now it's the same as the other shelves, a couple pieces of plywood glued and screwed together. Make sure you have a lip because you don't want those to fall off for sure. But this is, you know, hand planes are a little heavier than, you know, the glue bottle. So I glued on some 45-degree brackets to make it oh so strong. On the bottom side of the tool wall, I put a little paper towel holder. This was ridiculous. I should have just went and bought one from Harbor Freight or something, but I made it. I had a little dowel, screwed like a plate on one end, which was like my permanent plate, and the other end I put a threaded insert in the top of the dowel, and then which allowed me to have a plate with a screw that is removable on the other side. This is ridiculous, I know, but I never know where my paper towels are, so now they have a home. But with that, we're done. If you like this kind of thing, like and subscribe. Every now and then I post little organizational things. Thanks for watching.